This is going to start off a bit weird for a second, but welcome to Back to Code Realize, everyone. Let's see how long it takes to start up.
こんな話を知ってるか？全身に猛毒を宿した少女とある男の恋物語。
I knew that was going to be right after the song. So now we are going to be looking at all of Sholmes' endings, and this is how it started. So very different than normal ending.
気になるか？聞きてってんなら話してやるよ。どうしようもねえ俺の相棒とその相棒のために命まで張るようなとんでもねえおてんばな嬢ちゃんの話をな。たく、あいつらは今頃どこにいるんだかね。
全身に猛毒を宿した少女とある男の恋物語か。なかなかに興味深い書き出しじゃないか。
I was like Watson made a book about them. The sound of the steam whistles that blares, of the white steam that trails. Even the beautiful grassland gets left behind as the train roars through. A few hours after we left Waterloo, I wonder how long it'll take until we get to Wales. As I lean against the seat that passes on a pleasant vibration from the wheels, I stare absently at Sholmes' face and profile as he runs his hand over the files of paper beside me.
"そんなに見つめられるといささか重はゆいわけだが。
That's cute.
さては、私があまりにもいい男すぎて見惚れているのかな。
You sound just like Lupin.
おや、泥棒と一緒にされるのは心外だね。
He laughs in contrast to his words, returning his gaze to the papers. Then he scratches his cheek and mutters,
しかし、何度見てもむずがゆいものだね。自分がモデルになった小説というのは。
I'm very much looking forward to it. Let me read it once you're done. I think she might be heading to apologize to Eddie. Sholmes said in his route earlier that he would accompany her there. I smile to Sholmes, who makes a wry smile, and then throws his glance out the window. Being shaken by this train, I will soon return to my home of Wales. I have only one objective. It's a bit late for it, but I want to say these words to the girl that I hurt in the past. And then to face my own sin.
緊張しているのかい？
Yes, I'm a little scared. I don't really have any pleasant memories of my hometown either. Even if I'm able to meet Eddie, I wonder what I should say.
安心するといい。私が隣にいる。前にも言っただろう。君がどれだけ苦しんだかを伝えるのが私の役目だと。
Thank you, Sholmes. As I gently bring my shoulder closer to him, he smiles and gently puts his hand over mine. Even if it's over a glove, the warmth that can be felt from our intertwined fingers is proof that we're alive after overcoming such hell. The attempted assassination of Queen Victoria's incident caused by the Special Intelligence Agency Twilight. The incident that shook all of the United Kingdom finally coming to a close as Victoria safely returned to the throne. The full account of the incident was officially announced to the nation and our arrest warrants lifted. Now the city of London is completely regained its peace. I was in a dire situation, but we were fortunate to uncover the dangerous conspirators in this incident. So Victoria's statement read, "That's our Queen of the British Empire. All the fish that comes to the net, or so the saying goes." Van Helsing, who was influenced by hidden strength, came back to his senses after Moriarty's death, but the effects of the brainwashing over such a long period of time was ultimately deeply rooted. Until Alistair's curse is lifted, he'll undergo medical treatment at St. Germain's mansion under Victor's care. The one taking care of Van Helsing in such a situation is unexpectedly Delhi, the Avenger and the Avengee. Perhaps the end of Van Helsing's sad revenge tragedy gave Delhi something to think about. Other than them, Lupin and Impy went out on a journey. Because Twilight was wiped out along with Alistair, the terrorism plan that Lupin was tracking came to naught. Apparently he's going to help Impy search for something this time. I'm not sure where they are yet, but I'm certain they're doing just fine. And then Watson, who was critically injured in the battle with Van Helsing, as soon as he regained consciousness, he began saying that he was bored laying around all day and began working on his novel.
ほらよ、持ってけ、選別だ。
When we were about to board the train at Waterloo Station, coming to see us off, Watson gave us a stack of papers. It was the manuscript of the Great Detective Holmes series that was interrupted after Sholmes' disappearance.
光栄だね。ジョン・ヘイミッシュ・ワトソン先生の最新作を真っ先に読めるとは。
今さら何言ってんだ。てめえは毎回一番初めの読者だろう。今回の事件も無事に解決、一件落着。物語は終わりを迎えてめでたしめでたしって言いたいとこだが、俺はまだ名探偵ホームズの物語を完結させるつもりはねえからな。幸せになれよ、親友。俺に気兼ねなんてしやがったらまたぶん殴りに行くからな。
肝に銘じておこう。
頼むぜ、ジョーちゃん。こいつは頭が回るくせにバカで幸せに臆病なところがあるし、生活はだらしねえけどよ。それでもやっぱり俺にとって一番の親友だからよ。
Of course. I'll be sure to make him happy whatever the case.
その言葉はおそらく本来男の私が言うべきではないのかな。
But you were too slow. Watson really is a great friend. I'm sure Watson is the only one who can call the world's finest detective a dunce.
あ、新婚旅行が終わったらすぐロンドンに帰ってこいよ。
I'm sure it's not an official honeymoon.
また3人で事件でも追ってロンドン中を駆けずり回って。
But I don't remember a wedding in here.
まだまだ俺に書かせてくれよ。探偵と少女の未来の物語を。
幸せになれか。
Perhaps recalling their exchange, Sholmes squints and looks up at the sky. London gradually draws further away.
カルディア君、私は幸せになっていいのだろうか。
Of course. Watson said afterwards that if you're still worried about Mary, it's an unnecessary worry. My wife isn't such a narrow-minded woman to deny my best friend his happiness, he said.
そうだな。メアリーはそういう女性だった。
Sholmes laughs and takes a slightly worn picture from his pocket. It was the picture I saw once before, the same one Watson had. Watson and Mary smiling happily, and Sholmes who watched over them with a smile. What is Sholmes thinking about this joyous scene?
この幸せはもう戻らない。今は遠い過去の風景だ。
But he puts strength in his hand that overlaps with mine. I smile in response. I will grasp the same happiness as the joyful smiles in this picture, together with you. I could clearly feel his heartbeat as I lean my head against him. The warmth that feels like it could burn my heart spreads throughout me. The waking he stopped temporarily, but that doesn't mean my poison is gone. I still can't touch the person I love. I'm still a monster of deadly poison. My feeling of anguish has subsided greatly, but instead right now I feel a bit vexed. I gently reach my hand up to touch his cheek over my glove and I tell him, Sholmes? Watson told me that even if I can't touch someone, the fact of loving them doesn't change. But even so, I still want to touch you. I want to truly feel your warmth someday without hurting you like I did before.
大丈夫だよ、カルディア。私を誰だと思っているんだい？職業柄、探し物は得意なんだ。 君の毒を消し去る手段必ずや見つけ出してみせよう。この名探偵シャーロック・ホームズの名にかけて。
Right, it's a promise.
私とて男だからね。君の肌に触れられないという状況は精神衛生上よろしくない。
Must kiss you.
君と指を絡ませ肌を重ね強く抱きしめて口づける。そんな恋人同士の触れ合いもおちおちできないのは寂しいからね。
Rituals. He chuckles lightly, taking my hand and letting it touch his lips gently. Then he gently slides that finger over my lips. This is the best we can do for now. But someday, I'll kiss the man that I love so much. So much that we both get tired of it. As we laugh together, Sholmes suddenly says quietly,
ああ、そうそう。この旅行を終えた後の話になるが、仕事が一つ控えていてね。
Did you get another request?
今回は資産家の夫妻からでね。彼らが所有するブルーダイヤモンドがとある泥棒に狙われているそうだ。
A certain thief. Certain thief.
泥棒紳士アルセーヌ・ルパン。世界一の大泥棒さ。
It's funny because he doesn't target things just to steal them either. He targets them, he steals them from people who don't deserve it. So the person that you're trying to protect Lupin from is probably not a good guy either. That request might be a little difficult if you're up against the gentleman thief himself. I answered back mischievously to Sholmes' smiling face.
さて、君はどうする？カルディア君。
I'll help with the arrest naturally. After all, I'm a member of the Holmes Detective Agency.
では帰ったら、まずは泥棒紳士を捕まえに行こうか。
He's gonna call you a traitor. The London sky that we see from the train's window is such an unusual clear blue. Bending it into the past, ridding my body of its poison, there is much left to do. But I'm sure it's far from impossible, as long as I'm with the person I love. What a sweet ending. I kind of forgot about it. I'm pretty sure one of the bad endings she dies. Like I think one of the I think there's a bad ending up on the roof that she dies, but I'm not sure. But let's see. We'll just save the normal ending for last since I have to go through and redo all the choices because it didn't give me a save thing for it. So we're gonna load save file 1, which is this one. And run as fast as I can is the bad end. Well, she's just gonna die, so there's no time to formulate a plan. Set off by the sheer sense of fear, I whip around and begin running with all my strength. I weave left and right through the dim sewers path with a single thing to guide me. I simply let my instinct carry me, not even thinking of how or where to escape. I must keep running. I must keep running. His words echo and bounce off the sewer wall, sending a chill through my ears. He has a point. Where will I run to? Even if I get away, it's not like I have anywhere to go. These thoughts tingle and bind my legs, and immediately after hearing something fly through the air, an agonizing pain pierces my leg. Perhaps all I can do is look up at Jack as he slowly comes closer.
手荒な真似をして申し訳ありません。ですが、あなたが悪いのですよ。まだ浄化の必要はないと言ったのに、こうも焦って逃げ出そうとは。やましいことがないのでしたら、逃げる理由などないはずですが。
His eyes behind his mask waver in madness. He stoops down to stare at me, and suddenly the face beneath the mask stiffens.
これは。
Oh? His eyes are drawn to the scissors that pierced my leg. Corroding from the toxin, the blade was melting and crumbling away like cotton candy. My trickling blood created smoke on the sewer floor, creating a widening hole.
なるほど、そういうことですか。よくも私をたばかってくれましたね。これが汚れのない身のはずがない。あなたは人の皮をかぶった悪魔ということですか。
What? No, I'm...
黙れ！ 見なさい。この性別された刃をも汚し、溶かしてゆく呪われた身を。これが悪魔や怪物でなくて何なのです。
Demon. Monster. I wanted badly to deny those words, but I couldn't even force a response. Just as he says, after all, I am a monster that holds a deadly poison. A life existence that was never alive to begin with.
哀れな怪物よ。あなたはもはやこの世に生まれたこと自体が罪。さあ、その呪われた血をすべて吐き出しなさい。
I stopped caring about anything anymore. About what will happen to me. Even about the pain from the almost melted blade I was stabbed with. Interesting. Okay, save file 2 and we'll go home. We're gonna go back to Lupin and the gang. I will go home. Yes, perhaps you're right. I'll go back home, to where Lupin and the others are. The straightforward words spill from my lips, leaving my friends, being attacked by Jack, being helped by Watson. On my own, all I felt was my own powerlessness. Constantly reminded of how much Lupin and the others helped me every step of the way. I feel guilty for having left without so much as a message, and I am so indebted to them that I can't possibly ever repay them. I haven't even begun to repay them. I'm not human. That is a fact that I simply cannot deny. I ran all the way here because I couldn't accept it, but even so. Knowing Lupin and the others, I'm sure they'll accept me for who I am. Sholmes wants to smile at me as I put my thoughts into words.
ああ、それがいい。探偵としては泥棒一味の元へ戻すのは複雑な気分ではあるが、君が君自身の居場所を見出しているなら、そこにいるのが一番だよ。
そんじゃあな、ジョーちゃん。短い付き合いだったが、忘れねえでくれると嬉しいぜ。
Right, I doubt I could forget about someone as lively as you even if I wanted to.
そうかい。そりゃ嬉しいね。
次に会うときはまた敵同士だろう。ルパンには覚悟するように伝えてほしい。
Enemies. I don't want to be enemies. I will, thanks you too. Waving my hand lightly at the two, I slowly begin to walk. The sky is clear and calm. It spreads as far as the eye can see, as if to blanket my worries. What should I say first when I get back to the mansion? As the thoughts run through my head, I take a step forward. This was the right choice, I'm sure of it. Once I get back, I'll apologize first for making them worry. Then I'll figure out what I'm going to do from here on. No matter what secrets are hidden in this body, I have no choice but to continue forward. Along with my friends from now on. It's like Lupin's ending if you reject his hand. We're just gonna go down a second happily ever after. Not solving anything. And then, let's see, gonna go to this one, and I'm sure it's let go of his hand. There's only two choices, so. Alright, we're gonna let go of his hand. The decision was a quick one. Well, of course, there was only ever one conclusion to begin with. Sholmes?
カルディア君。
Oh, that sounds so sad when he says it. You treated me like a human, like an ordinary girl. That made me so happy that I wanted to cry. I wonder if I'm managing to smile now. I don't want this person who carries this in to bear any more pain. So I try to force a smile, liking someone, cooking for them, just like an ordinary girl would. Thank you for letting me dream such a wonderful dream. But in the end, I'm a monster. Quietly, as if to sever the warmth that connects us, I let go. His face becomes more distant. The wind begins to taunt my whole body. Sholmes shouts something, but I can't make out his voice. I simply wait for that moment when I'm slammed to the ground. That's kind of how I thought it would end. The end. That was really short. Okay, and we're gonna just go to this one. Let me just make sure. Actually, I think go home, let go of his hand. Okay, that's all the bad ends. So let me go to the beginning and start doing the normal end selections. So we're going to shoulder tackle him. Going to be Herlock Sholmes. I'm gonna say we can't go home. This is when the normal ending starts. We're gonna say no need for him to help. We've already read this. I wish I would have saved all the normal ending choices for this video, but it's fine. Okay, well at least I didn't read this one. Let's see. Okay, he's questioning why she's putting herself up as bait. And we're gonna say that's not it. That's not it. I don't regard my own life lightly or anything like that. It was a lie. Sholmes' words were precisely what gouged into my subconscious, the words I'd been trying to ignore. What was going through the back of my mind when I suggested that I'd be a decoy? It's undeniable that I thought this would be a solution to preventing future victims. I forced out my words, but his silent gaze presses me for answers even now. Because it's the truth. And that's when she finally admits it in the other choice. We're going to keep going. And whenever Sholmes is apologizing for dragging us into it, we're going to say the enemy is the bad one here. There's no need for you to apologize. The reason we're in this mess is because of Moriarty's trap, right? Then you haven't done a single thing wrong. His expression distorts slightly when he hears my words. It's almost as if he fears hearing me say that it's not his fault. Besides, a while back you reached out a helping hand to me. You said that I could love myself. You have no idea how much my heart was soothed by that.
あの時の話か。だとしたら、見当違いだよ。
And we've seen everything from here. We're going to hold on to his hand because otherwise it's a bad end. Alright, we're going to go to all of them once again. And we're going to say we don't know. I don't know yet. After giving it some thought, I speak out my honest feelings. I've never loved someone before. I've never longed for someone, nor have I ever spent sleepless nights thinking about them. And so, it's true that I have an affection for him, but I don't know if it could be called love. No, in fact, perhaps nobody would end up getting hurt if I don't find out. Because his words are still left lingering in my ear.
では、君が私に愛をくれるというのか。私の罪ごと受け入れ、手を取り、口づけを交わしてくれるとでも。
And I can still feel the sensation of my hand burning him. As Watson's eyes seem to inquire, I give a small response. Even if I love him, I'm sure it'd just be painful for both of us. That's what she says, if she says the other one too. Okay, here's where the auto skip ends. It says, if Moriarty entrusted it, they talk about the antidote. Would it be one of the Twilight soldiers, or perhaps someone far removed from Twilight? It's no good. My thoughts begin to spin out of control and I can't reach a conclusion no matter how much I try. I'm only passes cruelly while I'm distressed. Even Sholmes, my only hope, remains silent, making no effort to hide his severe expression. But that's only natural. Now that Moriarty is dead, we can't gain any more information on what we have. No matter how great of a detective, if we don't have enough information, there's little Sholmes can do. Oh no.
カルディア君
Is the normal end where she changes? I'm fine. My body slowly tilts, and my knee hits the floor. As my knee hits the floor, blood starts trickling from my mouth, making small holes begin to form. Even so, I wipe the blood from my mouth with a smile, not wanting him to worry. Then, along with a blood-curdling sound, my glove that touched the blood melts and falls. I can only mean one thing. Even the clothes that I wear with the anti-poison solution can no longer withstand the poison. That was the grim truth of the matter.
とにかく一旦
Stay back. I throw at the words at Sholmes as he rushes closer to me. Please don't come any closer. I stagger in my bloodied hand, touching the floor, which melts away in an instant. If I touch someone with this body, they wouldn't even last a minute. I'm not even allowed to ask for help from a dear person before my eyes. If I don't want to hurt him, I'll have to distance myself. Truly, the bitter end, I really am. A monster of deadly poison. As I stagger unsteadily, I approach Moriarty's body and I hold out the saber that lay next to his side to Sholmes.
何のつもりだそれは
Are you going to ask him to kill you in this? That's terrible.
答えろ何のつもりだと聞いているんだ
His look of anger, the raising of his voice that I see for the first time, strikes fear into me. It makes me a bit sad to have caused him to make such a face. But more than that, the fact that I will probably never be able to see that face again makes me even sadder.
私は君に以前言ったはずだもっと自分のことを愛してやれと
I know. Thanks to your words, I was able to consider loving myself at all.
ならば
That's why, with my own free will, I was able to feel the desire to want to protect the city and you, who I love. Please understand.
ふざけるなそんな勝手な真似を私が
But isn't this something you tried to do too? You didn't want to hurt anyone, you didn't want to involve anyone, so you tried to end it all on your own. It's the same. I smile at him. If I listen to any more of his words, my weak will likely to waver. I don't want to die, I start thinking. I sigh and collapse to the ground, not letting him say another word. Ever since I was born, I've only ever hurt people. Even the wonderful mother and daughter whom I got close to for the first time. Even the kind detective who bound my sin. And right now, I'm about to hurt this dear city that accepted someone like me. I spread my arms out while sitting down. It's as if I'm hugging the sky, so please let me protect it. I don't really want to be a sacrifice, but even someone like me who was born bearing a poison, I want to protect at least one thing before I die. Sholmes doesn't answer. He only bites his lip. And his pain expression as he picks up the saber speaks on behalf of what he wanted to say.
本当になんてざまだ名探偵を自称する私が思いを寄せてくれた少女一人救うことすらできないとは
The sword that he held slowly and carefully aims for my chest.
さようならカルディア君いくらでも恨んでくれていい
I don't resent you at all, in fact. I hesitate on whether or not I want to say this next line. but ultimately unable to hold on to it. Watson said that the feeling of loving someone doesn't just end after the person is gone. So, even with knowing how much those words will tie him down like a curse, I speak my last words with the shattered sound of the flower of my chest. Farewell, Sholmes. Even in death, I love you. I know you wanted to say it, but that line's probably going to torment him the rest of his life. My vision's all blurry. In the open newspaper, there are usual everyday articles, criticism towards infeasible policies, a report about a fire, a classified ad for something or other. I slowly trace over it with my eyes, feeling a sense of nostalgia even now.
ほんの1ヶ月前にあんな事件があったというのに。大多数の人間にとってはそれも自分とは関係のない話か。
I let out a tired sigh as I closed the newspaper. It's been about a month since the Queen assassination incident executed by the Special Intelligence Agency Twilight. I suppose that speaks volumes about the public's attention span. Even that incident that shocked the entire country was now confirmed to a corner of the paper. As I walk closer to the window, I throw out a glance. The buzz of the pedestrians that pass by and the engine sounds of the automobiles. The light layer of steam and the children that run down the streets. If I look downstairs over the window, a familiar cityscape of Baker Street meets my eye. The city of London was peaceful again today. Peaceful daily life no different from before. Perhaps everything was a dream, I'm even led to ponder. But there's no way that it's the same. Because she is nowhere to be found. Like an ephemeral flower, the sweet girl lived here in this agency for but a brief few days. Only a few days. She fell in love with you in a few days. I wonder if Watson felt like this when he lost Mary. If that's the case, then the punishment of being forced to continue living after the loss of someone dear to me is an appropriate one for me. I shake my head a little and look over at the flower pot that was placed next to the window. There's no way that I'd be able to find a four-leaf clover.
さて、行くか。
It's almost time for the request. There's no time to kick back here. As I made a wry smile, I knock on the door next to mine.
さあ行こうか、ワトソン君。今日も事件が私たちを待っているよ。
Obtaining something dear and then losing it. But even so, the world continues on as if nothing had happened at all. It won't bring salvation to mankind, but I will continue to bring judgment to evil. Continue protecting the city in her stead. I'm gonna make him live forever thinking about you. So that's the endings of Sholmes. See, Sholmes's normal ending was almost as bad as Saint Germain's, where he had to kill her too. I don't like listening to the pain in their voices. Yeah, I was hoping when I first read this through that in the good ending, she would at least be able to have her poison cleared. It would be still in the temporary phase, but no, she has poison. So they just talk about longingly wanting to touch each other instead of giving us satisfaction. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. We're going to do Finis right after this. He has 5 chapters as well, so another week or 2 for that, and then we'll be done with this game. But as always, if you enjoyed, drop a like down below and or subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.